What is up, everybody? Thanks for joining. Happy Sunday. Sunday, bloody Sunday. My goodness. I am half asleep because, my God, I was up all night watching this crash, it seems like. Didn't pass out till like 3 a.m. or something like that, hoping for some sort of bounce that we really didn't get. We'll jump into it here. That was rough. Nice little chart here from CryptoQuant. Check this out. The Coinbase premium last night when this crash happened. This was interesting. Let's see if we can get it to pop up here. Yeah, look at this. So, as the price of Bitcoin plummeted, look at this. The premium on Coinbase, which is the fees that Coinbase charges, spiked. So what does that mean? That means that as this crash happened, people were buying like crazy. I mean, and we saw it in some of the coins. I mean, they really bounced up quick. Litecoin, for example, almost bounced all the way back up to where the crash began and then immediately fell back down. So yeah, the buyers were there. People were trying to buy this dip, but as you can see, something terribly unhealthy has happened. We'll jump into all that and what we think's going on. Where the market's going, is this the end of the bull run? We'll take a look. Jake Travinsky, he's a well-known crypto lawyer out there, probably the biggest legal advocate, I guess, for cryptocurrencies. Says that he survived the bear market of April 17th from 11 to 11:30. Maybe a little premature, I think. Well, again, we can dive into it here. Yeah, so looks like they've taken the tweet down. He goes on to, there was a, you know what, we'll jump into that when we get to the news. Never mind. Let's just take a look at the coin market cap here, get right into it. Sorry guys, like I said, running on very little sleep. Just wanted to get in here and cover what's happening. I didn't want to get on too early and start pumping all the FUD that was out there because, my God, the amount of unsubstantiated, terrible news that gets reported in this industry is mind-boggling to me. And if you know me, you know that I come from a fact-based industry, and we want to report facts, not just bullshit on this channel. So, where are we at? Bitcoin currently sitting at $55,000, down 8.5% on the day, 7.5% on the week. Drastic change from where we were yesterday. Oh, let's take a look at this though real quick. Our market cap still over $2 trillion. Yeah, we're down almost 10% from where we were, but the fact that we're holding over $2 trillion, you know, that's positive. That gives you some hope right there. Bitcoin dominance back up to 50%, ETH 12.1. ETH gas fees went through the roof last night, as you would expect when everyone's panic selling. All right, back to the market caps. Ethereum still over 2,000. Excuse me, down almost 10% on the day, 9.2. Binance Coin, BNB, 470.67, down 9% on the day. But look, in the past hour, starting to show some life, up 2% or 0.2% right now. XRP sitting at $1.30, down 17.4% on the day. Just shows you how dangerous the altcoins can be when you have a flash crash like we just experienced. Cardano down 10% on the day and sitting at $1.30. $1.24. This is interesting though. Look at this. Look at this. Dogecoin during the flash crash, Dogecoin was the only coin to stay positive in the entire crypto market. Not only staying positive, I mean, it did have a bit of a correction. We'll look at it when we get to the charts, but not nearly what we saw with every single other coin on the market, which to me is really the biggest mystery of this entire, maybe not the biggest mystery, but certainly one of the biggest question marks of this crash that we just experienced. Why did the entire market take almost an identical hit, right? I mean, every chart looks identical except for Doge. Doge did not budge when the initial crash began. It stayed right where it was. I don't have an explanation for it. It's something we are looking into, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Litecoin down 15.4%. It tried to recover immediately after the crash happened and tried to make it back up to right where we were before the crash, but like I said, immediately came back down. All right, let's. One thing I want to take a look at here. I figure this is as good a time as any to take a look at market cycles. That you can apply this principle to every sort of euphoric market cycle. I guess just any cycle in general, but specifically to the cryptocurrency market for what we're talking about here. Here's a euphoria chart, right? This is what you get when you have peak euphoria and then the correction. If you were to lay this chart over 2017 and even over 2013 and what we saw in the crypto markets, I mean, it's a mirror chart. They look identical, right? And you can see it goes through it here where you start with, did I ever turn my microphone on? I don't think I did. Okay, yeah, we're good. Woo! Thought I've been muted this whole time. All right, back to the chart here. So you can see you start here with hope, disbelief. You move into optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. I am a genius. We're all going to be rich. And then you have a major correction. You come back up. You never make it to all-time highs again. You get close. You get about halfway, and then you move into the bleed out that happens, right? And then right here you can see you've got complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, anger, depression, disbelief. So yeah, this is what a euphoric market looks like, and there's no denying that's what we're in. So where are we at? We've been hearing for months now that we were right around this area, or maybe even possibly right here. And I would imagine that if you were to get onto YouTube right now, you would still find other YouTubers out there saying, "Oh nope, we're right here. Look, this is it. This is right where we're at. We're about to go to the moon." I have been for a while now believing, that we're probably most likely more up here in this range. I mean, let's be honest here. Bitcoin was only $33,500 a year ago, just under $4,000. We're currently sitting at $65,000 a big, or $55,000. We're $65,000. So, if this was the top, I mean, this looks pretty darn close to what we just saw, right? A massive correction down. So, I just wanted to bring this to people's attention, We don't want to be moon boys here. We want to be realistic because we're here to make money. So, yeah, just some food for thought, okay? Food for thought. That's what a market cycle looks like. Where are we at in this cycle? Nobody really knows. You're going to have so many people out there telling you that they absolutely think one thing, and, it could be something completely different. So you got to make your own decisions, Look at the charts, do your technical analysis, be realistic about what just happened and where we're at. I want you to really take note, too, of see these two wicks right here? This double bottom that we see? Really take note of that, because that's something we're going to look at here in a minute. All right, let's get into the news here. The only real news we really need to be discussing right now. 1 million in crypto traders see nearly $10 billion in liquidations. Expect the crypto market to dump at the exact same time everyone is euphoric. Lovely picture of a bear there. Traders saw nearly $10 billion in liquidations on Sunday morning as the crypto market saw a deep pullback. Data from the markets by Bybit shows over 1 million individual accounts were liquidated. That's just incredible. That's why we don't trade on leverage on this channel. It's why I always preach, even in the stock market, don't you ever trade on margin. Same in the crypto market. Never, ever use any sort of leverage, no margin. Stick to cash. If you can't afford what you're buying, you have no business buying it to begin with, has always been my belief, right? You got to work for it. If you got to start off with $20 and grow that $20 into, something larger that you can really actually play with, and that's the way you have to do it. It's a grind. It takes time, but it keeps crap like this from happening, right? People taking over 100x leverage positions out while Bitcoin was sitting at $65,000 and Dogecoin was going to the goddamn moon. What is wrong with people? That's insane. Probably going to get demonetized. Excuse the language. Sorry. This is just obscene. $10 billion in liquidations. That's the largest ever. That dwarfs any other liquidation that we've ever seen in the crypto market or any other market, period. The aftermath of today. In the past 24 hours, 1,956 traders were liquidated. The largest single liquidation order happened on Binance at a value of $68 million. Wow. And this just keeps going on, talking about the greed that we're seeing in this market right now. I like what Bobby Ong here said. That was a good weekend reset. All of you over-leveraged longs just got punished. 20 to 40% drawdowns are increasingly common and happens every few weeks now. Be careful when using leverage. This is becoming the usual sharp V-shaped recovery. Now, not exactly seeing a V-shaped recovery here, but, well, to be determined, right? So, yeah. That's that. Now let's start looking at why this happened. First of all, the leverage, of course, that a big player that certainly accelerated the drawdown more than anything, as you had so many people just get liquidated all at once. Of course, your moves are just going to be exponentially pronounced. 3 reasons why Bitcoin dropped below 51,000 last night. An unverified tweet coupled with drastic drop in Bitcoin's total mining hash rate kicked off cascading liquidations in the crypto derivatives market. Some of what we're going to talk about here in Crypto Briefing, great website, one of my go-tos for what's actually happening. Some of this is unconfirmed, but we got to talk about it because even though it's unconfirmed, people are believing it, and that's what's driving these prices down. Bitcoin crashed to lows of 51,000 late Saturday due to forced liquidations of long orders. A string of bad news triggered the sell-off. However, only one of them was verifiably true. While many indicators point to a buy the dip action, the volatility may persist this week. Bitcoin in the broader crypto market saw one of the most gruesome crashes, leading to $9 billion in liquidations. There were 3 key sources of the negative catalyst. Money laundering report, which we talked about yesterday, that came out. Or wait, no, this is the new one, sorry. The price of Bitcoin plunged to lows of $50,900 on Binance, while Coinbase recorded $51,300 at 11:35 p.m. Eastern Time this Saturday. A little arbitrage opportunity there if you're an arbitrage trader. A drop of 12.3% occurred within 20 minutes starting at 11:15. Apparently, it was triggered by a tweet sent almost an hour ago that claimed the U.S. Treasury, you gotta remember this came out last night, the U.S. Treasury was investigating financial institutions for illicit use of crypto. The U.S. Treasury charges several financial institutions for money laundering using cryptos, security lawyers familiar with the Yellen Task Force plan said. Comes from Mr. Andrew Fisher there. Prominent crypto lawyer Jake Travinsky raised skepticism on the credibility of the news. He stated that the Treasury does not charge money laundering. DOJ does. Moreover, there are no other reports of the claims. While the unverified source was the last tipping point, bearish pressure had been building in the market all day. Bitcoin mining hash rate dropped 40% a week after an accident in the Chinese coal mining halted operations. We talked about that a week ago as well, over a week old, in the entire Xinjiang region. The drastic change raised concerns around Chinese dominance over the market, with one region affecting nearly half of the total hash rate. That is concerning. Last but not least, rumors of a sell-off of coin shares by Coinbase executives yesterday had also weakened the market spirits, which was ironically heightened last week for the exact same reason. Pseudonymous Twitter account Crypto Randy posted yesterday that the chief product officer and financial officer at the exchange sold nearly all of their shares at launch Wednesday. Coin then plummeted to lows of $309 from $430 peak the day after the debut. However, financial experts have contested those claims and guessed that a mix-up of forms and failure to differentiate between actual shares and options contracts led to the misunderstanding. Eric Yates, CFA, who brought the issue on Twitter, has deleted the tweet. Moreover, experts like Meltem Demir's, CFO at CoinShares, stated that Coinbase executives only hedge their holdings, which is still probably over 90%. Together, the buildup of negative pressure blew out last night after the suspicious U.S. Treasury report. The sell-off. The liquidation price of over-leveraged long Bitcoins and altcoin orders, primarily on Binance, was completely wiped out, as traders forced to sell at those prices amplified the sell-off, causing a domino effect on the price. Over $9 billion, mostly in long orders, were liquidated, with Binance users accounting for nearly half of the total amount. Hoiboy and Bybit and OKX each recorded over $1 billion in liquidations. Look at this. Look at this chart. Binance. For one, they're the largest crypto exchange in the world, so of course they're going to feel the impact of this, moreover. And I will say this for Binance. They didn't go down once during the crash last night. You could buy, you could sell. There was you get a little bit of a glitchy on the chart data every once in a while, and a little bit in the order book. But other than that, Binance held strong. So that was impressive. That really, really was. The amount of volume we saw within such a short amount of time, incredible. We know it would have happened if you were holding Robinhood, right? That's all I'm trying to say. Those traders were mostly long Bitcoin, 4.9 billion, and Ether, 1.07 billion. The funding rate for perpetual contracts had dropped to lows not seen since March 2020 crash. The largest ever liquidations seen since the crash suggests that the worst might be behind us. Alex Kruger, that likely was the closest to a March 2020 Black Thursday moment we are ever going to get again, he says. I wish I was that optimistic. The buy the dip action was also visible in the Coinbase Premium indicator, where the larger difference between the spot prices on Coinbase Pro and derivatives market indicates strong buying action by the institutions. Yeah, we showed this chart here. You can see when it crashed, that's when the buying began. So that's, very optimistic that a lot of people bought the dip, but big but. However, the confirmation of the local bottom warrants consolidation above today's lows in the coming days. Exactly, we'll get into that when we do the charts. If we don't consolidate at these levels and we continue to hemorrhage out, the likelihood of us making higher highs becomes exponentially slimmer, right? Because that just means the further we have to climb to make a higher high. And if we don't make a higher high, then we're in a confirmed downtrend, and that is the end of the bull market. All right. Lastly, if the rumors around the regulatory crackdown are true, it could mark a generational top of Bitcoin. I couldn't agree more. Whether or not you believe this really just unsubstantiated tweet that was put out by this FX Hedge, which has been known to put out misleading rumors and stuff in the past just to crash markets. They do it in the stock market all the time. They've done it in the crypto market numerous times, so something to take into account. But if there is some truth, if we get into next week and U.S. regulators do come out and they do start going after crypto exchanges, well then yeah, you can absolutely mark this the top of the market, and we are in for one hell of a correction. So something to think about, something to be prepared for. Okay, let's get into the charts here. That's really all the news we have. I mean, run your Google search yourself. That's all you're gonna find anywhere. It's just the market crash. Okay, here it is. Here's our chart. This is Bitcoin. And holy crap, right? You can see we're on the 4-hour chart. Let's back out here. Is the stream any better? I've made some pretty substantial changes to the settings here. If you're watching and you're in the chat, let me know if the stream's looking good, because it's been rough the past few times I've done this. Let me just do a quick check on it here while I'm talking about it. Stream health says excellent, so it looks like we're doing good. Okay, cool. Okay, here's your Bitcoin chart. Look at this. It's clear that we have broken the trend that we have been in. Well, I mean, hell, you could argue that we've been in this uptrend since December, right? And we have clearly broken through it, okay? And if you go back, I told you to remember that double bottom that we put in on that Euphoria chart. And you can see, look at this. Grab our brush, look. put in that bottom, and then you got that one. So, you start looking at this, and you compare it to our euphoria chart that we just looked at. Come on. I mean, you can see there are some similarities. It's not identical. It's not identical, and I'm not trying to scare anybody. I just want you to be aware of where we're at and what we could be dealing with, right? So that way you're not surprised if it all does come crashing down. And worst case scenario, for me anyway, right, is this thing corrects and we start moving back up, and I have to say, well, I was wrong. Let's all make money, right? So that obviously don't have a lot to lose and calling the top here. But listen, this drop is terrifying. I'm used to the volatility that we experience in crypto, but this is different. I mean, this is one hell of a correction. And now, like we talked about, now we have so much further that we have to go from here. We have to work our way, stupid line, work our way all the way back up, up over 65,000 to put in a higher high to continue the bull trend. Is it possible? Yeah, absolutely. One scenario that I definitely see playing out, here, let's get a little tighter, is now that we've had our correction, our massive flash crash here, now that we've done this and gotten this out of the way, one scenario is that we continue to follow right up along this trend line. We grab our brush, we kind of continue to consolidate in this area, and we keep working our way up through this trend line, right? That is certainly one scenario that we could see play out, and one that frankly we've seen happen before with Bitcoin, right? We saw it happen. We go back to our most recent crash here. You can see we came down. We did not put in a higher high. You had a lot of people arguing that this could be the top of the market right here. We came in, we put in a lower high, and we started to, we even put in a double top, a clear reversal pattern. And we worked our way all the way back down to our trend line, where we bounced and we continued to work our way up. And even we followed our trend line here, stair-stepping all the way up, not even reaching higher highs until here just recently, right, with this most recent run that we got. So, point is, Bitcoin has 20% pullbacks very often. They are a common phenomenon in crypto. We saw it here, we saw it here, we saw it here, and now we see it here. Again, this one certainly a little more spookier than the rest of these, right? And having a little tougher time recovering. We're not seeing that instant bounce that we usually get with some of these flash crashes. And I think that has just a lot to do with it being the weekend, already being a low volume environment, on top of, this one was just so violent and it happened so fast. I think, you've got so many new people that just came into this space over the past week buying up their Doge, thinking that they were going to get rich off of that, and obviously they just might from the looks of what's going on with Doge right now, that, saw this correction and are probably crapping themselves right now because they've never experienced anything like a 20% drawdown. Certainly not in such a short amount of time. It's really hard to diamond hand something like this if you're not used to seeing it. So, that's where we're at with the BTC. Clean this up a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. You're going to see the exact same thing on every chart here. The crash happened across the board. Ethereum came down. We reached it held the 2,000 level, which is encouraging, right? I think we came right down to 2,000. Yeah, we just bounced right off that 2,000 level, and it's holding. Currently sitting at 2,150. We did crash back through the line of support that we had flipped, or resistance that we had flipped support on, and are currently kind of working our way up it right now. So it'll be interesting to see where ETH goes from here. XRP, same thing. And of course, as we dig deeper into the alts here, the further we get away from Bitcoin, the bloodier this gets. If you were holding an altcoin last night, oh my God, you felt the pain. Look at this, XRP came all the way down, and we actually, I'm going to call this a bounce off of this previous floor here in this area of support. So that, I mean, if you were going to see a bounce, this was a good place to see it. Obviously, right here would have been better. And now it looks like we might have even flipped some resistance to support now. I mean, if you look at this, where it's bumping its head, it's this previous area of consolidation. So still struggling to recover, as with every other coin on the market, just struggling. Engine got hit hard. Look at that. Engine came all the way down, broke its previous trend line that it had been in for, pretty much all the way back. Look at that, all the way back to February. Of course, it wasn't much of a structured trend line anyway, if you look at that. We only had really 2 points to go off of because it had such a crazy parabolic run. But look here. Engine did put in. This is something we're seeing across the board on a lot of the coins too. Did put in a double bottom, so we have a clear reversal pattern. And when you have a double bottom, that's a reversal pattern to the upside, right? If you have a double top, that's a reversal pattern to the downside. So now we've come in and we've just put a double bottom in on XRP. And we've gotten a pretty solid bounce off of that. And we are actually now moving back above, sorry, did I say XRP? Engine. We're actually now moving back above this current trend line. So that's good to see. See Double OK tweeting over here in the middle of my live stream. Hey, buddy. Dogecoin. Okay, look at this. I've got no explanation for it. It makes me think that there is something bigger happening with Dogecoin that I'm just not seeing. You know, maybe there's something deeper going on in deeper crypto that I'm just not privy to. Something's happening. There's no doubt about it. 'Cause, I mean, look at this. This is Doge. Not only was Doge completely unaffected by the flash crash, it has gone up. I'm speechless. I have no explanation for it. If you have thoughts, I'm all ears. I'd love to know what you guys think about why Doge was completely unaffected by the crash. Because I got nothing. I've scoured the internet. I've looked through crypto Twitter, trying to figure out what's going on. Wall Street bets. I figure maybe they're just in here diamond handing. I don't know. Maybe there's something going on with the tokenomics that I'm just not understanding, right? I have seen some weird, really cryptic, pun intended, tweets out there along the lines of resistance is futile. I think that was a hashtag that was trending for a while, talking about the tokenomics of Doge and how it will be unaffected by any crashes. I don't understand it. It's something that's beyond me, and I certainly could use some help in trying to understand. So any of those out there that are smarter than I am that have answers to this, please let me know. Hedera hash graph. You know, surprisingly, my Hedera hash graph not too affected by the crash either. I mean, obviously we did mirror the pattern that we saw across the board, but it wasn't nearly as dramatic as we saw in some of the other coins, right? Where we stayed within our price channel. It's one of the only coins that I currently hold that actually held its pattern, right? Everything else broke the pattern. Hedera is holding it. Yeah, we did wick down. We wicked down below it, but look, we not only did we recover, but we recovered right where we had drawn our support, right? Look at that. Recovered right at the support line, and now it's working its way up. So that's encouraging. That is encouraging. The end may not be near. Basic attention token. Yeah, I got a message from one of my buddies earlier wanting to dig in a little. He said I do a lot of short-term analysis. Well, that's not exactly true. I mean, anytime we look at our charts, we're always looking at the 4-hour chart. I mean, this is a pretty macro time frame, right? A lot of the trades that I hold not only can be good swing trades and possibly even good day trades if you just want to scalp really quick, but they are all also very, very good long plays, right? I mean, look at this. This basic attention token. I've been pounding the table on bats forever. This is your trend from all the way back, in February. I mean, look at this. We are just in this beautiful, beautiful uptrend, of course. Forget this is here, but up until the flash crash, this would have been a great long position to hold. Excuse me. Coffee's fighting back. So we can discuss. I'll try to be a little more long term with what we're talking about here. But yeah, anytime we're looking at the 4-hour chart, it's a larger, more long term macro view of what we're looking at. Okay. Anyway, basic attention token. Clearly, Not as healthy as the hash graph. You see, we broke through our price channel and have collapsed pretty good. I mean, we came all the way down to almost $1, right around $1.07. And it's, it's looking very similar to Bitcoin. It's struggling right now, looking very sickly, right? We're not seeing any clear reversal pattern here. We're not even seeing any clear uptrend or downtrend. We're just kind of just limping along here like we'd gotten our butts kicked. And we did. We really did. VTHO, also very much unaffected by the crash. Looking at this chart, I couldn't even tell you where the crash occurred, right? Was it here? Yeah, I guess it could have been. Yeah, this was it. This is where it started. Tried to bounce back, crashed again, and then has just, yeah. I mean, you can't even call that a crash. Look at that. We're staying above where we flip support back here, and we're just rocking and rolling. VTHO, kicking butt, taking names. Decentraland, Mana, looking a little healthier, right? It's kind of staying up in these higher regions where it's been over the past few days. This is where the crash happened. We did come all the way down to $1.07, but we've recovered pretty nicely, and now we're, you could argue we're still in an uptrend here. We have not put in a lower low from this point, so Mana's looking very healthy. Maybe a good place to go and hide throughout this volatility. Binance Coin. Binance, this was, right here's the crash. Again, not as violent as we saw with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Yeah, we dipped down hard, but considering how far Binance has ran over the past few weeks, the fact that we're holding above $420 right now, that's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Binance Coin might be a safer place to hide right now than Bitcoin. Cardano, 4-hour chart, same thing. See, we crashed hard here and getting that same kind of cyclic pattern that we're seeing in the other ones. Staying in our price channel though, but like we've been saying about Cardano for the past few weeks, it's our stable coin. So if you were looking for a good place to hide, Cardano could have been it, although you still would have seen a good solid 20% drawdown even here. So yeah, you really weren't safe anywhere unless you were in Doge. Spark Point, still staying within our descending bull flag here, which is good to see. Not too affected by the crash. We did come down, but relatively speaking, we're fine. Spark Point's recovering nicely. Let's see. One that I talked about earlier was Chainlink. I had recommended this to my buddy earlier who was looking for more of a long-term play. So I want to pull Chainlink up. I want to take a look at its overall chart and really show you why I think it's just an absolute great long-term hold for crypto. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to find the chart that I'm looking for here. I don't want the Coinbase chart because I want to go back further than 2017. Okay, fine. We'll do the Coinbase. There it is. Okay. I used to have it on the watch list. I don't know where it went. Let's put it up above our stonks. Alright, Chainlink, and why I recommended Chainlink. You can see though, let's take a look. Chainlink was not impervious to the sell-off we saw last night, so definitely want to point that out. But you could argue that its recovery has been better than most. I mean, look at our solid green candle we got here to get us back up at least into our moving average ribbon. That's encouraging. But what I want to look at here with my buddy Devin is I want to look at the weekly chart. I want to really zoom out here. Okay, so this is going all the way back to 2019. That's as far back as we really need to go anyway. But you can see that from June of 2020, I mean, we've just been on this incredible uptrend, right? And now that we've kind of coming back, look, we've come down. Look where we are right now. We've come down, and it looks like we might be flipping support here on this previous all-time high. So this actually could be a great entry point on Chainlink, to be honest with you. I would at least give it till Monday or Tuesday. Let the markets really open up and kind of digest what we saw this weekend. So one thing I want to point out is anytime you have these big movements on the weekend, they're not necessarily set in stone. I have seen us close Friday at a certain price, go into the weekend, have 20% price swings, right? Whether it be a parabolic move up or a crash down, just to have it all correct again and open up Monday morning at the exact same price that we closed Friday. So some of these moves we see on the weekend with these low volatilities aren't necessarily set in stone. Definitely want to be, we want to get into next week, let the market really digest what's happened here, find out which direction we're going. But Chainlink would be a really good long-term hold. And you can see every time Chainlink has come down to our moving averages here, we've bounced right off of them, and we've just kept going. Again, I would like to see, because we did just hit these parabolic all-time highs. So if you are a buyer of Chainlink, personally, I would like to see it come back down to these moving averages and at least touch, our 5-day, just to kind of touch base with it, kind of, coil up, if you will, get into a little bit of consolidation before you're a buyer. But definitely a good long-term hold. Something to keep an eye on. And whenever you are looking for long-term investments, man, just make sure you're going out. Look at your daily and your weekly and your monthly charts. Don't get stuck in here on the 1 minute, 5 minute charts. Really take the macro look, and you can see. But, you could honestly make this argument about any crypto, right? I mean, you come out here to Bitcoin. Here's your monthly chart of Bitcoin. Obviously, monthly gets a little more terrifying when you look at the parabolic move we've had here, but actually we could switch this over to log, maybe. Yeah, there we go. A little less terrifying. Well, maybe not. Anyway, my point is you could almost make that same argument with every crypto out there. They're all on this kind of just really nice uptrend. Ethereum, same thing. Looking at your weekly chart, they go up, right? Yeah, you have some crazy volatility where it'll come down 20%, but overall, every crypto, because we're so early to the space, because the space is so young, everything is just in an uptrend, right? Until we reach saturation, until the market completely saturates and we get enough people in here to where we start to stabilize, right? Where we don't see these crazy parabolic moves up and down. Engine, same thing. Of course, some of these look a little more terrifying than others. Speaking of terrifying. Hashgraph, kind of the same thing. Yeah, so good long-term hold for you, Chainlink. It's tried and tested. It's been around forever. Or at least since 2015. They are partnered with just about every single network out there. I mean, they're partnered with every other blockchain you could think of, Ethereum. And what they do is they're an oracle, right? They focus on interoperability between the blockchains. They allow Ethereum to talk to Bitcoin's blockchain. They allow Bitcoin to talk to the Cosmos blockchain, Cosmos to talk to the Ethereum blockchain. So it allows all the interoperability that we see now. It's why you're able to swap one ETH for one Bitcoin, even though they're on two completely different networks. So the crypto space would not be what it is today without Chainlink. It is what I'm trying to say. All right, I think that's all I got for you guys, unless there's any questions or anything in the chat. No, don't see anything. Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope this gave you some sort of peace of mind and what we're seeing here, and we'll keep an eye on it. One thing I definitely want to watch out for moving forward, right, when we're back on our 4-hour, is just if we don't start to see some higher highs here out of Bitcoin, if we aren't able to make it back up and over this line of support here, then we got to call it, because that will be the top. If we are no longer making higher highs and we're putting in lower highs and lower lows, that's a downtrend, and that's a correction from this massive uptrend that we've been in over the past year. So I'll leave you with that. Keep an eye on it. Don't be committed to your investments. Don't be married to them. Right? Cash is how we play this game. Whether or not you believe in the fiat system or not, cash is how we play this game. Cash is how we continue to make more cash, right, and stack those satoshis. So you don't want to get married to them. You don't want to hold all the way down to zero. That's what happened to people in 2017, and I bet they regret that. So, all right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me, and we will see you later.